would assume that we will at least see the no win condition Rocket Cycle deck at least once today.
All right, well, we will catch up with Andrew and Juicy a bit later. Josh and I joining up, and oh look, logs and princesses. Josh, it's the meta of the month.
I really want to see Ryley's actual face, because Ryley, in all his YouTube videos, he is just constantly laughing. I would assume that's what he's doing now, as both players start off with the princess deck.
And Monk meets Knight at the bridge. Slight variations here between this Monk Phoenix version that we're seeing Ryley run and a little Prince coming out on the opposite side. Evos on the side of Ryley, Tesla and Skeletons. Mohamed Light probably running Evo Tesla as his second slot. We'll see if that ends up being the case. And Josh, you know, I've talked to the pros a little bit about the rise of Princess Rocket Cycle, but let's talk about this a little bit. Why is this so popular right now?
I mean, it has everything to do with it's basically the Princess and the Dagger Duchess. The Princess is constantly getting shots on tower, and it's creating so much pressure. It's forcing Mohamed Light to cycle the Skeletons in the middle, so that way the Princess isn't going to be able to get shots. And the other thing is, the Dagger Duchess is just so strong on defense. You can afford to lose 3 Elixir at the bridge, because the Tesla, with the help of the Monk or the E-Spirit, all of those are going to defend for huge positive Elixir trades.
Well, so far, so good for Mohamed, who has the slight lead, 24-30, on the bottom right-hand tower for Ryley, as Mo sets up his Princess one more time. So slight variations here, Josh. We have the Monk Phoenix on Ryley's side versus the, I guess, the more popular variation of this deck on Mohamed's side. Do you think the Phoenix and Monk create a significant difference in the way these two decks play against each other?
Yeah, I think it creates a significant difference, but I'm not exactly sure who has the advantage. Every time I see any deck with Monk going against a Dagger Duchess, especially one as similar as this one, I just have to assume that it's probably going to be the Monk variation with the advantage.
Rockets traded as we get into the final 30 seconds of regulation time. Lead still held from Mohamed Light, but not a significant one at a little bit under 100 HP. And Ryley already getting rocket number 2 going. And Mohamed replies in kind. Right now, it's Mohamed behind on the rocket cycle. How far do you think it's going to be for him to catch up?
Yeah, one thing to really watch out for is how both of these players are using their evolution, or their Monk and
they're champions.
Yeah, they're champions. Thank you. It's the first game of the day. Just because you want that 3-card cycle in order to get the rockets out as quickly as possible.
So Ryley getting into his rocket a bit faster. Mohamed Light with the damage lead though, with 1:42 remaining in sudden death overtime.
Princess going to be cycled at the bridge. Princess walking to the left lane, but that's really not a problem. Mo's going to be able to defend that pretty easily, and that's what we see right there. Wow.
And Monk, oh, the exchange here at the bridge. The Monk, and then the Evo Skeletons, the log to knock back, the Electro Spirit to clear. A lot of things all happen at once, and it does come out in Ryley's favor, who now at 323 plus a log. Mohamed Light probably has to see the writing on the wall that this game number 1 will be going to the debuting CRL Pro in Ryley.
Yeah, right there, gets it off in time. Ryley going to take game number 1. Perfection from Ryley.
Preparing their decks for game 2 at the moment, and here we are, jumping on in. And Mohamed Light bats Ryley with the Royal Ghost. And we'll see what direction they go in here for our second stanza. Champions switching sides for this one, as they often do. Not a single card in this game shows an ounce of loyalty, Josh.
And right there, beautiful bar barrel, but not going to be enough. And that little Prince is going to take itself out. A great situation for Mo Light. Can he get a King Tower activation? No, the NATO, an aggressive NATO. Let's see what Ryley's going to be able to accomplish on this offensive push.
And, you know, I do like going Royal Giant here after playing Phoenix on Ryley's side, as Phoenix is obviously a part of a lot of similar decks. And a little interesting variation. Heal Spirit, Josh, have you been seeing RG Heal Spirit lately?
I can't say that I have. Not since Igor pulled it out 3.5 years ago in CRL.
So Drill NATO Magic Archer cycle for Mohamed Light, a man after my own heart with the deck pick here, as Ryley is going to try to win some bridge fights and bust right on through as we see an Evo Wizard. Or not yet Evo, but the Wizard in the Evo slot for Ryley.
Yeah, I think Riley's playing, I don't know if it's nervous or just not thinking 100% clearly, but he knows that Light. Oh, let me just finish this push real quick. 3 shots from the RG. Is it going to be able to get a 4th? It does, and Ryley swings back into the lead. But what I was saying was Ryley put the Wizard down a little bit too early. He knew that Mohamed Light was going to activate the ability from the Monk as soon as it crossed the bridge, and he still placed it a tile too high. So hopefully we don't see that now that we are in double elixir.
Excuse me, don't you know who I am?
And the Wizard out in both sides of the board, and you know there are some great things about Evos, there are some less that great things about Evos, and trying to figure out how they fit into the game overall. But I think that, Josh, one of the big positives is the opportunity to take a card that was essentially in the unwanted bin for so long, a card that I don't think I had seen more than once ever in competitive play like Wizard, and make it competitively relevant.
Yeah, I mean, it's always, it's so nice, and especially once we see 5 to 10 more evolutions where there's this massive meta opportunity. I think we're in a very good spot and kind of just spoiled as viewers once we see some more Evos.
And Evo Wizard out for Mohamed Light as he goes drill to the front here. Wizard working against his drill in the back. That's lots of damage though. 514 remaining. Keep in mind, Mohamed Light, no big spell here. So the closest thing he'll have is this NATO Magic Archer combination, which doesn't get a great lineup. And the Wizard going to work. There's going to be some good Royal Giant damage unless that Monk can knock back. And the Monk able to hold off for Mohamed. Huge championship moment for that Monk.
Yep, only 94 HP left on the tower. Riley's going to do whatever he can. I don't know. It's not going to be able to take tower just yet. So still, I mean, even though it's a tiny opportunity, there's still an opportunity.
And you saw Ryley there just trying to make sure that there wasn't a potential lineup for the Magic Archer as he goes way on the inside. Royal Giant now in for Ryley. NATO to pull back, and enough damage should be able to clear the RG off the board, and Ryley might be close to seeing the writing on the wall.
Think of, we saw some Mortar Graveyard last month, and so there might be some opportunity for some sort of minor graveyard or oh, not minor graveyard, I'm thinking Mortar Graveyard. Yeah, I don't know. Minor's kind of a difficult one to use.
Archer Queen for Mohamed Light.
Minor.
And Mortar, Zap, Archer Queen, Mortars in both ways.
So yeah, both players kind of thinking alongside the same lines. You have the Mortar available to you. You have that opportunity for chip damage throughout the match, and I mean, it's going to be Night Graveyards from Ryley, and then Light. It's just whether or not he can get enough chip damage. The Giant Skeleton. That's an interesting twist to the deck.
I'm unsurprised by Miner out of Mohamed Light, wondering if Ryley was thinking the same thing. You have some options for catching that Miner with the Knight and the Goblins. We'll see how he balances stopping those Miners versus controlling the Mortars. But as you said, Giant Skeleton in the mix. This is a fun deck, and I know that Andrew's got to be on the sideline right now wondering why he's the one who doesn't get to call this matchup.
And see, right there in the previous 10 seconds that we just saw, that just shows the absolute skill level of Ryley. It was a weird interaction, the Archer Queen getting attacked by the Giant Skeleton. Do you activate the ability? He decides not to, and then he just places the Knight perfectly so that it doesn't get touched by the Giant Skeleton whatsoever. A lot of other pros would have taken 1 or 2 shots because they wouldn't have known the interaction. Ryley's so fun.
Light overall win rate at 86%, with Evo Mortar 73%. Ryley at the moment in CRL play undefeated with Evo Mortar. We'll see if Mohamed Light's able to change that story, or if Ryley continues his dominance with this deck. And a Mother Witch for the graveyard. And I would love to see Ryley's face right now, as that ends up being a difficult reality for him.
Yeah, this could be a massive push. The Knight needs to put in a ton of work, but so far, still able to defend a little bit, but this is a lot of chip damage, getting the tower down to 1804. Ryley with a decent defense, though, keep staying alive.
Giant Skeletons will pull a lot of jobs here. Does not pull the mortar, a connection for Ryley. He definitely wants a few more of those ones as we go into sudden death overtime. 10 seconds remaining until we switch to our goodbye period, as now it's Mohamed Light's turn to get a connection with a mortar at the bridge.
I'm trying to think what the matchup is, because even though I'm seeing Goblins and Mother Witch from Mohamed Light, Ryley definitely still has the opportunity to poison out, get the mortar, the Evo mortar on top of the tower. There's still a lot of different avenues for him to take this tower.
Giant Skeleton tanking for the Knight. Goblins go, or for the Miner, I mean. Goblins go back to clean up the Miner. We haven't seen a lot of spell work there. We see a late zap, and an Evo mortar will connect alongside a little sizzle from the Inferno Dragon, and suddenly Ryley has screamed into the lead with 1:20 left.
Ryley doing a great job of protecting his mortar. The Archer Queen is going to wake up just in time. You needed to get that last shot. Can it get it? It doesn't matter.
Wow.
I know he's incredible, but I do think when it comes to going up against someone like Momo, Ryley is definitely the underdog. We'll see here, Juice. This is a big one.
Light with a zap to start getting the Evo Zap and cycle as quickly as possible. Ryley immediately with a Giant in the back and a Night Witch as well. Mohamed Light with his zap and Little Prince, I would have to guess maybe a Giant Mirror matchup, but it really could be anything. Little Prince and Zap, both fairly strong cards.
And community numbers here, 90% for Mohamed Light. So 10% of you out there are Ryley stands as he is about to deal with this push. Bowler, though, what a great response to that Night Witch and Little Prince.
Bomber at the bridge. Ryley's out of elixir.
Like
this
that.
Bomber might be able to splash tower. That's
Wow.
2 shots with the Giant, almost 3. A bit of a counter push for Ryley here. Does he have enough for a Giant bridge? He does get the Giant barely in front of one Archer and this Bowler.
Bomber for defense? No, he just played his Bomber. You got to go Night Witch up high and just take a lot of damage here. Night Witch plus that Phoenix, though, will definitely give Mo the slight lead. Yeah, there it is, 13-33, and a small counter push.
Interesting to see a Giant Mirror matchup with no Fisherman. A lot of time we see Fisherman as a defensive crutch in these Mirror matchups to activate King Tower, but also just pull Giants to the ops lane Dagger Duchess. I'm Light with the Little Prince instead in this version of the deck, maybe saving Fisherman for later for roll Giant deck, but the dynamic here is just so interesting. It seems like neither of these players can defend each other.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really great way to put it. And honestly, if Mo had maybe held on that Bomber for just a second, he could have created more of a threat with it. But instead, goes to a spot where the Bowler can take out both and does still take the tower. And Juicy, I think your point is really sound. Let's see how Mohamed Light wants to defend now. He goes Night Witch up high, Little Prince low, and that should be enough. The ability is going to clean up the skeletons, take out the Giant. He should have more than enough elixir to deal with everything else on the board. And this should be an early and easy game number 1 win here for Mohamed Light.
Yeah, that Graveyard, I don't know. It just seemed like the Graveyard took a spot in which you needed a defensive card in this deck.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryley just not able to defend the Giant Phoenixes with the Archers as the main air defense, because those arrows, or even an Evo Zap, is always ready to rumble here. And with the evolution nerf to the Archers, they just do not survive arrows anymore either. So
And this,
I think that is
this
just
goes exactly back to what we were just talking about, Juicy, is like this dude, he can...
Yeah, you have to be stone cold here. You have to think like this is just a normal ladder match. I mean, Ryley, both good luck from both players. I mean, Ryley did beat Mohamed Light in a mirror matchup to get number 1 in Path of Legends last season. So, I mean, he definitely knows that he can win. It's just a matter of if he can put into practice here.
Nice 3 shots early on there from Mohamed Light, 23-66. Fishboy not able to activate King.
Monk in the back here. Monk is going to be very good for Ryley, especially versus the Wizard here. We see an early ability. Going to deflect 3 shots and take that Wizard out with its own fireballs.
And right now, Pedro just praying to the Clash Royale gods that Momo can close out this set.
Monk knocking this back very nicely. Bomber getting some good splash value as well. We do see an ability, and it's just barely in time to deflect that whole Dagger Duchess shots. Very solid damage from Mo so far with just Monks, really. Monks and I guess a Magic Archer connection at the beginning.
Ryley probably can taste World Finals, just wanting to close things out. Just needs Pedro to lose a match and for him to stay alive, but that is a lot when you're down a game against Mohamed Light here and down about 600 HP. 590 something if we care that much as a drill comes in.
Free Barbarian Barrel because he doesn't want to leak much elixir, but that just kind of backfires because he misses the prediction and the Fisherman has to drop down. The Dagger Duchess are going to be able to deal with this very easily, allowing the Ghost to be basically full health for counter push. We have a Monk added to it as well. Try and counteract the other Monk. We see the ability. Yes, we do.
And now down to 1885 as Ryley is still trying to figure out a way to cross this river and get some damage on tower. And this Evo Wizard will get taken out by the Fisherman.
That's a great way to put it. I mean, he just cannot cross this river. He has not dealt a single hit point of damage yet. Maybe we'll see a fireball here. No fireball. That means Ryley most likely has lightning, which could be decent. Like right about now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
go for it. Maybe
kind of praying for that Magic Archer and Wizard lineup.
Yeah, the other thing is maybe he's just like he realizes that a lightning on the tower is not gonna be enough to win this game. Like he knows that he needs to break through with a big push. But I mean, Mo Light, he's just the king of blocking at the river here. I mean, nothing's breaking through.
And Magic Archer shot does not come through, but bats are already pre-placed to deal with this RG. Guards are there as well. Finally, the E-Spirit Bomber comes out, but all is already said and done with that Evo RG. And yeah, if you want an Evo RG to be a non-factor, just make sure it doesn't shoot even once. Deal with the units on the ground, deal with the pushback, any of that. 1682, 2768. And yes, that is the competitive standard for what your tower starts at. So Ryley guys, opposite lane.
Opposite lane is smart. I think it was a Pedro versus someone matchup earlier where Pedro was able to win this RG matchup by continually switching lanes and preventing drill on one side. I think it was actually Pedro versus Ryley, maybe, except Ryley
that sounds right, I believe, and that's exactly what you're talking about, Juice. Was those late game switches, the entirety of the game switching with the Royal Giant just made it so his opponent could not get those drill pushes that he wanted.
It's like Ryley's understanding that now, but I don't know. It might be too little too late here. We're heading into triple elixir overtime. 60 seconds left on the clock. Ryley's now switching lanes. And Fireball is going to be the spell of choice. But the Monk ability predicting the Bar Barrel, but the Electro Spear, though, very solid plays.
And this is like what we talked about earlier with Ryley when he dropped a set to Pedro, was just making the recognition just a little bit too late. And we'll see if that's the exact same story here in this set against Mohamed Light, which it really does appear to be that way. 34 seconds remain. Drill comes in. Royal Ghost's going to go invisible. So now Fisherman distracted by that drill. Evo Wizard coming across 1271 to 2254. And I think Mohamed Light can see the writing on the wall. Magic Archer does line up, and that should do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be a Mohamed Light sweep. He just needs one more Magic Archer shot. Ryley knows it as well. Here comes the Monk ability. One more. And the Magic Archer finishes off. Mohamed Light
contra Ryley, é isso mesmo. Mohamed Light contra Ryley rolando. Mohamed Light contra Ryley, eu tô tentando ver a bracket aqui, velho. tentando ver a bracket aqui. Não dá certo, velho? O que rola isso? Não funciona, velho. É isso, velho. O aplicativo dos caras não tem como... Ó, você coloca as informações, você aperta aqui, não vai, velho. Como é que faz pra funcionar o negócio? Os app aqui são foda, viu? Simplesmente não funciona. Faço. Sei lá. Quem tiver o aplicativo aí puder dar uma força, porque os caras não estão respondendo aqui também. Né? Ryley contra Mohamed Light rolando aqui. Vamos ver aqui por enquanto o Ryley tá na vantagem contra o Mohamed, hein? E com escavadeira chegando aqui também. Olha o dano que vai pegando ali também daquela máquina Goblin. O Mohamed vai se virando como pode para fazer essa defesa. Tem ali que segurar ainda esse Goblin Demolidor que vai explodir em cima de tudo. Só em cima do pescador. Vai avançando o giganteal com fantasma. Contra-ataque agora interessante. Mais uma pirotécnica ali chegando também. Máquina Goblin focando em cima da pirotécnica. Olha o... Nossa, o Goblin Demolidor quase chegou na torre. O Mohamed Light aqui tomando um sufoco do Ryley. Tamo junto, Victor Andrade. Giganteal. Vamos ver aqui os guardas conseguindo segurar bem. Vai fechando o corpo do monge ali pra refletir. Explode ali aquela... Nossa, é muito dano, velho. Deu com extrema facilidade ali também. Vamos ver aqui agora fantasma chegando. O avanço pelo lado direito junto com o giganteal. Voltou ali para pegar aquela escavadeira. Isso aí acabou sendo bom. Só que agora não vai conseguir atirar, né? Vai ter que esperar chegar em alguma construção. E no caso a Tesla defendeu aqui numa boa. Essa partida aqui tá ruim pro Mohamed, hein? Essa partida aqui tá ruim pro Mohamed. Vai colocando pirotécnica, bola de fogo ali para cima do Goblin Demolidor. O monge vai conseguindo fazer a defesa. Vai colocando aqui o pescador, já vai puxando. Quase que o pescador puxou a máquina Goblin diretamente pra torre, né? Vê aqui agora, chegando esse Goblin Demolidor pra fazer a defesa. É, cara, Tesla com Goblin Demolidor, Espírito de Gelo, guardas, realmente tá defendendo o giganteal com muita facilidade. Vai transformar em Goblin e vai focar na torre. Vai acabar focando na torre, pode ser o final de partida agora. Será que tá focado na torre? Não chegou não. 499, o Mohamed tá com dificuldades aqui. Lá em cima 1733, será que ele vai conseguir virar? Eu acho que esse daqui tá ruim pra ele, hein? Pegou ali mais um foguete ainda. Errou ali o time do barril de Bárbaro, 362. Zap evoluído, vai pegando ali em cima de tudo. Mais uma máquina Goblin, agora avança giganteal junto com o Espírito Elétrico pra tentar passar dessa defesa. Maldição Goblin ali pra cima de tudo. O giganteal não consegue nem sequer quebrar a Tesla, velho. Imagina passar pra torre. Tá conseguindo nem sequer quebrar a Tesla. Viu o espírito ali, resetou. Vai chegando ali agora mais uma maldição Goblin. Deu uma zapada ali pra cima de tudo. 225 já era. 1-0 Ryley. Não tem o que o Mohamed possa fazer aqui. 1-0 para o Ryley. Foi eliminado, né? Mohamed Light contra Ryley. 1-0 Ryley por enquanto, hein? Olha o príncipe, quase conectou. Chega na escavadeira. Nossa, jogou uma escavadeira bem na frente mesmo, né? Jogou uma escavadeira bem na frente mesmo. Príncipe e Cavaleiro Dourado. Colocou o bombardeiro. Vai pegar na torre, hein? Vai pegar na torre mais um hit. Olha o tornado ali, que perigo. Essa habilidade aqui também, o gigante vai chegando, veneno pra cima de tudo. Olha o Ryley com o gigante batendo. O Ryley pode azedar aqui o caldo pra cima do Mohamed Light, hein? Vamos ver aqui agora, vai explodindo ali o Goblin Demolidor, vai colocando o Mago evoluído junto com o Príncipe aqui pelo lado direito. São 50 segundos de jogo agora. Cavaleiro Dourado pode ativar a habilidade e pegar lá, hein? Vai pegar lá se ativar. Se tivesse ativado, poderia ter pego, mas ele preferiu jogar agora e pegou. Agora sim pegou. O Mago tava querendo também dar mais um suporte, gastou o tronco, vai ter que colocar o Bombardeiro. Príncipe com o Mago ali, o Mohamed Light tá querendo voltar pro jogo. Vai colocando o Mineiro, só que o Mago veio pra fazer a defesa, vai colocando o veneno ali pra cima de tudo. Tomou mais um hit na torre também, 983, faltando apenas 25 segundos. Ryley contra Mohamed Light, vem, avança agora do Faraó pelo lado direito. Escavadeira, Arqueiro Mágico, será que ele vai gastar o tronco ali pra o Tornado pra juntar absolutamente tudo? Que? Aí eu não entendi, velho. Isso aí foi misclick, velho? Jogou lá pro outro lado. Agora não tem mais como segurar. O Ryley vem pra fechar o jogo contra o Mohamed Jesus. Não deu nem tempo. O Bombardeiro pegou em cima dos esqueletos e o Ryley meteu 2-0 no Mohamed, hein?
Are actually gonna head, but straight off the bat, well, let's see what's actually gonna come out from the potential king himself.
That's exactly it. And, well, Goblin Barrel seems to be the answer, and it's rolled bold and sent for 6. Suspicious Bush making its first appearance on broadcast, though, and well, the Earthquake is going to reveal those sneaky bushes to be not actually what they appear.
Not at all. Queen as well. Well, but they're on really from Ryley. Good amount of just spam ability with just the sheer abundance of just smaller units. The Dark Goblin as well to come on through. Whereas the Royal Delivery is going to be there to also assist for the push. So far, it's 1-for-1. It's been in terms of the trades. I feel.
Well, a little bit of extra damage going the way of Mohamed Light, but about 7 HP the difference. The Goblins not going to make it near the tower, and the Suspicious Bush once again goes to work. And is it going to be revealed by the Earthquake? No, it's in fact going to be revealed by the Tesla Tower. Forces them out into the open to be mocked up. And yeah, it's again, both players seeming to be thinking steps ahead of each other and no real massive leads establishing themselves.
Yeah, the absolute 3D chess that is being played here between the two of these players. Ryley actually deploying the Goblin Barrels as well as some of the further reinforcements, but unfortunately couldn't really muster much of it. Suspicious Bush as well to come on through. Does not actually get revealed by any of that and might just be able to dish out just enough amount of damage there straight from the get-go.
I mean, again, it's looking like Mo could be struggling a little bit here, but maybe not struggling, but he's definitely on the worst end of the situation. Royal Delivery, gonna just land and clear out those goblins. Ryley has a lead. Question being in the next 40 seconds, can he hold it?
I gotta say though, so far Mohamed Light's response to some of those Goblin Barrels as well, the timing of his deployment of the Royal Delivery as well has been absolutely phenomenal to just counter every single bit of that play. But the initial bleed has been so far quite favorable. I believe we are actually on somewhat of the equal health pool as well between the two towers on both sides. So the overtime might show us some absolutely disgusting plays, but in comes another Goblin Barrel and the Royal Delivery. This might be a potential start for the push.
Yeah, he's got the answers that he needs for the bait situation at the moment.
The reveal as well, perfect.
Yeah, look, the damage is going to be key here. He's going to clear out all this utility. Mohamed really has, put this deck together very, very well.
He definitely was well aware of what was happening. Tesla Tower that's revealed the bush as well. This should be all just about right. And I mean, we're looking at the overall damage. Left tower of Ryley does definitely feel worse for the wear, but I say the same thing can be said for Mo Light's left tower as it suffered a severe amount of damage, 1500 HP. From there on out, just the spam of the goblin attacks has been absolutely nuts, whether it's the goblin push, the dark goblins, the Goblin Barrel, so on and so forth, as well as the Suspicious Bush. So things been looking really good in terms of the poking potential from Ryley.
And all of a sudden stack up that left-hand lane. Is it going to be enough? The Royal Delivery. Sorry, not the Royal Delivery, another Tesla Tower, in fact, going down. Big damage out across the river. looking to put that Archer Princess to work. Again, these buildings coming in so clutch. Damage differential is dwindling by the moment. Log out to clear the goblins once again, but Ryley consistently building up that chip damage. It has just been a right use of the right thorn on the side of Mohamed Light. Despite a pretty solid draft all said and done, it may not be enough to deal with that chip damage.
Albeit the Tesla Tower does seem to be doing quite a fair bit of work, but the amount of just poke ability that is coming out has been just a little bit too overpowering. And whilst the logs were well timed, unfortunately, I think by the time we see the 20 seconds elapse, this is going to be the round to go in favor of Ryley, just purely off the back of that right tower being extra healthy. But I say this, health has been dwindling. Maybe there's still an opportunity, but not for long.
Incredibly efficient from both of them. Coming down to the tiebreaker, yeah, look, it was just enough in the end for Mohamed. That was a close run thing. I was considering maybe the work had been done. And again, Mohamed doing
the Golden Spearmen as well. Those become extremely painful to deal with.
Well, look, I know some things about the world of esports commentary, Cthulhu, and the one thing I do know is I do like me a good decider. I wouldn't be too upset if this one did go to a third matchup, but already you can see slightly different approach here from Ryley in the attack, and well, we do see the Void and the Zap coming out, so once again, Mohamed investing into the spells.
More spells. We did get to see a few of those attempts at the double spells to be brought out, but unfortunately really with a varying level of success. But as it stands, this might be a perfect opportunity here to try to distract. Perfect shutdown of the full-on wave with the Royal Ghost to come on in. And the spells might be just the right solution here. A little bit of poke from the E-Spirit as well. The Wizard, or rather the Evil Wizard. Pardon me, it is getting quite rather late at night here in New Zealand.
What do you mean? It's only 3 o'clock in the morning. It is what it is. It's esports. It's esports, baby. That's all you need to know. Right now, though, lots of potential. I mean, you look at Ryley's setup, low elixir cost, a lot of potential for recycling, being able to get a lot of those powerhouse win conditions out. We do see the Prince coming through once again. Lumberjack there as well in the P.E.K.K.A, so we do see the full deck revealed for Mohamed.
Yeah, good choice of the lineup actually for Mohamed there. Yeah, with P.E.K.K.A being a very solid tank as well. On top of that, the Lumberjack to be brought on board with a few extra hit points. There's definitely good opportunities to really apply some good amount of damage here. On the side of Ryley, though, we get to see, once again, the good amount of poke ability. The mortar to be introduced for the long-range play, the evil mortar, as a matter of fact, to be brought out. The skeletons as well to be the main force, the main pushing force, as well as at the Infernal Dragon as well, will be a big deal.
Prince looking to cut deep, gets the damage out of the tower. Zap comes through, slows him down. Royal Ghost will intercept before he can get any real damage out. Follow up Ryley. Looking to dump those units, get those spearmen into play, and well, the answer seems from Mohamed Light is to send the Lumberjack into the thick of things. Again, it's this tennis match of both players just throwing what they can at their opponent and hoping to find an opening.
So already a lot of damage being applied here. The Monk and the rest of the group here from Ryley actually applied just potentially enough of that pressure to really force a little bit more sweat to come out from Mohamed Light. The Wizard on through won't really be able to deal any tangible damage. Sudden death is now in full effect with 120 seconds to go. Infernal Dragon to be sent on the left lane would deal quite a fair bit of damage. So now the deployment of the Evil Wizard as well, plus the P.E.K.K.A, should be just about enough to halt the approach.
Slow push down right, stagger the Inferno Dragon and the Monk. They'll meet on the bridge. The Monk there looking to try and get something going with the Ram Raider heading towards that tower. Big damage. Unfortunately will be felled, and it's only the one to hit quit, and the Miner in behind Mohamed's tower is going to give Ryley once again that opening to take a lead here. Prince doing what he can. It's limited. There's only so much Mohamed is trying to find his avenue back into this. A minute 15 on the clock here for overtime. You can see Mohamed drops the Ram Raider, has the Wizard there as well. Looking into that left-hand tower, big damage out, and he will in fact lower it past his own. And Mohamed has that opportunity to take the lead. Evo Wizard, he's taken it, and he's going to stop this push as well.
Yeah, now he needs to just hold this advantage as much as possible. 1 HP differential here at the moment going for the side, and he needs to now get that damage. The Zap does that in spades as well. Now he needs to hold on to this advantage. He needs to hold on for the next 40 seconds, but as a matter of fact, the damage keeps on mounting up. The Void comes through as well to shut down the push. The Miner as well is there to keep on undermining the whole operation, but halted before any further damage has been dealt. This is so far looking possible for Mo Light to close it all out in 2-0 fashion, but this is a very, very close condition all of a sudden.
Miner there in behind the tower. Is it going to be enough? He will. He gets it below Ryley's tower. Well, Ryley gets it below Mohamed's tower, rather. And that's exactly what he's looking for. 6 seconds left to go. Can Mohamed thread the needle? No, the Miner comes out for Ryley once again. No, never mind. The turnaround, the damage is there. How is Mohamed gone and done it yet again? The man is the Indiana Jones of Clash Royale esports. He slid in under the door, reached back, grabbed his crown, and he will
see how this series shakes out. Mohamed, I feel like he's always got a bit of a smile on his face as he starts up. He's always happy to play CR, always, enjoys being in the hot seat. And why wouldn't you when you win, 80+% of your games?
Ryley taunting him with that bicep emote there on the left-hand side, and we see the Princess being used. So maybe we could have a little bait action there, being not a very common archetype that we've seen so far tonight, but a Giant also coming out for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, not common for everybody, but Mo's pretty good at piloting it, right? So let's see how that matches up against this beatdown deck we're seeing here from Ryley. There's going to be some big pushes coming through, right? Like when you've got Giant, Night Witch, and potentially an Evo Wizard pushing up behind that, that's a lot of firepower.
Oh yeah, with a Giant, Night Witch, and I believe yesterday we saw with the Graveyard, so he could possibly pair it with the Graveyard as well. And we see a nice Guards coming through on the left-hand side. He almost predicted it, I believe. But yeah, it is going to be a heavy deck versus a light deck.
And the arrows continuing to try and just chip away at Mohamed with those Princesses coming out. Does have the Evo barrel there to try and cause some damage, and all of a sudden opens up a bit of a lead there, doing so much damage on that right side tower.
Yeah, beautifully played there by the bowler, as we see the Graveyard putting extra pressure onto Mohamed Light. Cloaking Cake ability is going to clean off the rest of the skeletons very well. Meanwhile, the Valkyrie is going to distract the bowler there. But now Mohamed Light knows that the Graveyard is going to be something that he needs to look out for, as all of these other troops pressure him on the bridge.
Yeah, but he messed up the timing of it. I mean, you saw the tower did not lock onto the bowler as that Graveyard was coming through, was able to focus on the skeletons around it, and really sort of nullifying a lot of that. Interesting that we're getting different directions here for the Giant as well as the Night Witch, but this time he does take the aggro, and that will allow him to get quite a bit of damage through. And unfortunately, the Valkyrie pulls the Giant onto the tower for an extra shot.
Yeah, I mean, pulling all the skeletons away is an advantage, but then you don't want to pull some heavy, strong hitters onto your tower, as we see another Princess and Val coming down, kind of spread across the map right now. Mohamed Light could be gearing up for another split pressure push. How is he going to deal with this? It's going to be Zap on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, the arrows on the left-hand side. The Zap is going to allow some of those goblins to connect a little bit further, pushing Mohamed Light into a bit of a lead.
He's doing well, and having to save that arrow for the Goblin Barrel meant that the Princesses were just continuing to wail away. Previously, he'd been able to just like that, be able to get some chip damage and preemptively take down the Princess. But yeah, Mohamed really helping to set that one up. Okay, this is kind of the big push that he wanted all along. Giant tanking the damage while the Graveyard as well as the Night Witch try and support him, but won't get anywhere towards the tower with the Evo Valk pulling it away.
Yeah, it looked like the Giant was doing a little bit of a moonwalk there as the Evo Valk was kind of pushing and pulling it back and forth. Meanwhile, the Goblins on the barrel is going to do some more damage onto Ryley's right-hand side with 50 seconds to go. It's pretty much in the bag unless Ryley does a crazy Graveyard push.
Well, I mean, he's got time for about one more, right? So with 40 seconds left, he really needs to come on here. There we go. Times it a little bit better here. Doesn't have the Evo Valk this time, so Giant goes straight towards the tower. And in fact, when the Evo Valk does come out, it's actually a negative potentially here.
No.
But this Goblin Barrel comes out at just the right time. So many stabs coming through, and now oh wow, the Giant Snowball will finish it off. Mo, oh, he was sweating bullets on that one, but he and here we go. Can Mo Light finish this one off with a clean 2-0 sweep, or is Ryley going to be able to make an impression here with the cannon troops on his side?
It's a do-or-die situation now for Ryley with the Evo Drill coming on the right-hand side. The bowler, if timed correctly, can destroy all of the Goblins without it getting too much damage onto the tower. But the Bomber just manages to sneak one bomb through.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Ryley trying to pull that off in the previous game, right? And he didn't quite get it. You know, the bowler was taking out 2 Goblins at a time, didn't get all 3, and in the end, that kind of damage was fatal to him. So, yeah, just one of those interactions that's, you know, you have to be almost like frame perfect to pull it off.
Yeah, and Mohamed Light does prefer his cycle decks a little bit more than the beatdown. I haven't seen him play too much of the beatdown. Definitely the Hogs, the Bait, the Miner, that's some of his really comfort decks at home. So can he use this to his advantage and just chip away at Ryley? Meanwhile, the Mortar is going to face the Tesla.
Well, it's a building for building battle, but it's not the Princess Tower versus the Cannon Tower this time. Mortar deck, we've seen them be pretty good today. Mo, is he talking to his coach right now, or is he talking to himself?
Yeah, I think he's probably been talking to Julesy right now, just kind of trying to craft what the next move might be. How can he try and sneak through? And of course, his coach might be giving him the opponent's elixir count as well, something that these players will definitely need if they want to make a strong push. But as we head closer to double elixir time, it looks like Mohamed Light is just going to be waiting for his troops to cross the bridge.
Yeah, Ryley just playing, seems like any old thing at the back at the moment, just trying to cycle through, get up to that Evo Tesla, and that will be very good at dealing with both the Inferno Dragon and the Mortar that we just saw come out from Mo. Even these Evo Bats are going to get picked up pretty easily. Well, at least while they're in range of the tower. And with so many zaps coming through there, you can see Mo's just laughing at the incredible amount of value that Ryley was getting from that tower.
Yeah, you saw the troops just kind of going in and out of range of that Evo Tesla as it just kept spawning the spawn zap around the Tesla. So that was quite an interesting interaction. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we do have a little bit of a disconnection. I'm not sure if the Inferno Dragon is going to take down the tower, or if it's going to be the other way around. Wow.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait for that match to get, I don't know if it's going to get replayed or restarted. Either way, we'll let you guys know when we get the official word from that one. Yeah, it's interesting that, you know, Mo was like so active during that game. It was really, you know, sometimes it's just like a word here or there, but that was just like a full-on conversation the whole time through.
Yeah, and I believe the game is still going through. We just have some internet connection issues, so we apologize for that. But yeah, we will be seeing who is the winner of this match right now against this. Of course, we know that Ryley, if he loses this, he is going to be sent to that lower bracket down. And meanwhile, Mohamed Light will get pushed through. So it is really anyone's game right now.
Okay, well, hopefully we can either get back into the game at some points, or we might just have to tell you the result, I suppose, depending on how it goes. The way it goes, considering, yeah, you know, obviously if Ryley wins, then we'll be heading to a game 3. A bit of a shame it's you know, it's in the upper bracket final, but obviously we'll try and get back into that as soon as we can. Looks like we're just going to try and work out this connection issue, guys. We'll be back as soon as we can. We're just going to give the admins and whatnot some time to figure that out. We'll take a quick break now, and we'll see you guys in just a second. Hey guys, we're back. Apologies about that. Had an issue at the end of that game between Mohamed Light and Ryley. Mohamed Light did end up winning that, so he takes the series 2-0. Right now, grand finals are getting underway. Look at that just incredible difference in win rate between the two. If anything, tells you sort of you know, how indomitable this man is. It's a number with an 8 in front of it. Having that as a win percentage is just incredible.
It's crazy. Mohamed Light has not lost a single match so far in this tournament. Is he going to let that run continue, or will he get taken down by Ryley? We do have a minor to start off, trying to take down that Little Prince. But once again, Mohamed Light is the one who's using Little Prince, probably the most in this entire tournament that I've seen so far.
Yeah, he has been, you know, switching it up with that one occasionally. But is that going to work versus the likes of Ryley? And also having the Goblin Mortar here. Let's see if he can get a lock onto the tower. Mohamed is ready with the cannon cart. And with that fire speed buff at the moment, you can just see it just piling out the damage. Also ready, however, with that zap. And that just means, you know, even that, like, just squeezes every little bit of damage out of it.
Yeah, and the zap will be reserved for those bats and the Goblin gang, which is going to be crucial. Obviously, he can't use it for both unless they're on top of each other, so he will definitely need to choose wisely. Mohamed Light with the Cannoneer as well as the Ryley. Both of these players look like they have a lot of swarmy troops, so there is going to be a lot more chaos in this match right now. Both players waiting for double elixir.
Okay, and as we hit double elixir, we continue to wait. No, finally Mo will be the one to break the stalemate as the 5 elixir cards go down. It's Bowler on Ryley's side, but it's the Giant for Mohamed Light. Oh, he's got the Inferno Dragon in tow, though. And that's going to be important. As obviously such a fantastic counter to the Giant. However, the triple zap, the evolve zap coming out does mean he almost manages to crack through.
So many troops on the arena, but no one has able to scratch the other person's tower. Not even a scratch onto anyone's tower right now. So much chaos happening on the map. Will the Evo Mortar manage to sneak through one Goblin? No, it does not. It just, how can any of these players break through apart from maybe a spell cycle? There we go, the first damage.
2 bat hits is all we have to show for almost 3 minutes of gameplay now. Interestingly, you saw the overheal bats still get one shot by the cannon towers. So it really is interesting how these new tower troops can change some of these matchups. And, you know, I was like, oh, wow, yeah, putting the evolved bats down versus guards is a good way to start charging them up. But at that point, it doesn't actually make that much of a difference.
Pensive protection trying to defend against the overhealed bats there. Meanwhile, the graveyard on the right-hand side, the Cannoneer is struggling against it. The skeletons are grouping up together. The bowler trying its best, but doing so much damage there on Ryley's tower. This could be game. This could be the deciding moment. All Mohamed Light needs to do now is place one more successful graveyard, but where will Ryley's mortar shells hit?
Yeah, and obviously Graveyard versus Cannon Tower is just such a good matchup for Mo. Once again, it's not just his decision-making, it's not just his execution, but it's also his deck choices that are netting him these wins and putting him ahead of his competitors. Arrows will get a lot of value there, but as Mo continues to push forward, he's just waiting to find that space where he can fit in the giant graveyard combo. Sure, he'll bide his time. 18 seconds left. Might just be happy with the lead. Looks like he's just going to play defense because, honestly, how is Ryley going to crack through? You would need like a crazy Inferno Dragon, connection or something like that. And the Mortar has just not been the ticket for Ryley. Mohamed Light moves one game closer to victory and defending his title here at the Clash Royale World Tour. Yeah, with Furkan going down in, what was that, the top 8, 235. Oh, that's going to be really close. I think that's the 80 points that Ryley has grabbed here have almost, not completely, I think, but almost secured him that golden ticket. I think from this point on, it'll actually be extremely hard for him to lose that spot. So I want to say there's probably like a 90% chance that, even regardless of what happens in the next Dragon Cup, that Ryley will be the one walking away with that golden ticket. But either way, let's focus on this final game and final series for now. With Mo up 1-0, he's gone with the very powerful Goblin Drill evolution here to try and close things out.
And the trusty Royal Giant being placed there by Ryley, of course, going to be paired with the Skeletons. Now we see an evolved Goblin, a Royal Giant coming onto the right-hand side. Meanwhile, the Magic Archer as well as the Tornado is going to do a great effort there. Just a couple of hits onto the tower still allows Mohamed Light to be in a bit of a lead. Oh, unfortunately, wasn't able to activate King right there.
One tile off, it looks like Ryley was. And yeah, you can see the emotes from the side. Yeah, friends and foe alike say, gosh, that could be a pivotal moment. That could be a turning point in this game.
Oh, imagine if you have the King Tower activated with those drills coming, how helpful that would be for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to get that chance again. Meanwhile, the Magic Archer is going to get a couple of hits onto the tower, and the Tornado is going to come there back once again. Few more Magic Archer hits. The Mohamed Light is going to get a little bit more damage now. 1,800 HP lead.
A big lead for Mo, and he's not often found giving up leads like that, especially when he is running what we've been calling the most powerful card in this meta right now, the Evolved Tesla.
Evolved Tesla with the drill is definitely going to be something very hard for Ryley to get through. Every single Royal Giant is meeting a building at the bridge. How can Ryley break through with the cards that he has? He really needs a massive push. Maybe have 2 or 3 Royal Giants on the map if possible. Meanwhile, Mohamed Light is not going to allow him to get this effort. The evolution drill coming there on the left-hand side now. The Goblin getting a couple of stabs, and there we go. The Tornado being placed once again, allowing some more of those Goblins getting to the tower.
Yeah, Ryley getting a taste of his own medicine here. That's the strat that won him the final game in our lower bracket final, used against him this time. But yeah, as you say, like, I think it's the combination really of the cannon towers and the Tesla that just make it so hard for the Royal Giant to do any damage, because it feels like Mo doesn't have to commit any additional support troops, where sometimes if it was the Princess Tower chipping away at our Royal Giants, you know, you might have to get another troop in there to be doing extra damage, but that extra DPS coming out of the cannons is just proving crucial to his defense here, as another big hit comes through, and the Magic Archer closes it out. Incredible.
Separando ali os lanceiros, o Ryley vai separando ali os seus esqueletos, colocando também o tronco ali pra cima dos goblins lanceiros. O Tesla, com esqueletos ali, tronco, defesa feita. Os caras mandando aquela resenha ali nos emotes. Lá vem escavadeira. Escavadeira com destruidores de muro. Colocou só o arqueiro. E defesa feita. 1526, bastante dano ainda pegou. Chegando ali a torre bomba. O arqueiro vai atirando suas flechas mágicas ali pra cima. Arqueiro mágico ali na direita, vem chegando mineiro ali na ponta. Esqueletos evoluídos, arqueiro mágico aqui agora. Vamos ver se pega, alinhou, pegou um hit, pegou dois. Tem destruidores com escavadeira evoluída e arqueiro mágico. O arqueiro do Mohamed pegou dano demais, 1750. A Tesla evoluída vai conseguindo defender, só que ainda tem a escavadeira evoluída ali passando de um lado pro outro. Tornadaço e torre ativada. Exatamente isso, Riz. Eu não compreendo, velho. Os caras fazem reações que não condizem, né? (1603), mineiro ali bateu mais um pouco de dano, o arqueiro vem tentando chegar aqui, arqueiro mágico em um único esqueleto, vazou dano ali pelo lado direito também, o arqueiro do Mohamed vai confrontando ali o arqueiro do Ryley também, jogou um tronco para tirar ele do caminho, mais esqueletos ali para fazer a defesa, 1603 contra 1957. Tesla, tronco ali para defender a escavadeira, duas Teslas ocultas. E vem cavaleiro ali pelo lado direito. Chegando com mineiro, esqueletos evoluídos, bom tornado. Tirou os esqueletos rapidamente ali do caminho. O cavaleiro vai querendo chegar ali também. A torre bomba vai conseguindo defender. Escavadeira evoluída junto com destruidores de muro. Vai passando ali de um lado para o outro. 1617. Vai ter que colocar mais alguma coisa. E vieram os goblins lanceiros aqui para dar conta de tudo. São 50 segundos restantes agora para nós chegar no tempo de elixir. Já vem arqueiro com cavaleiro rapidamente ali do Mohamed. Conseguiu mais um hit. Puxou ali para ativar a torre do rei também. O cavaleiro ali vai sendo defendido pela torre bomba. Os esqueletos ali do outro lado vão fazer uma defesa. Boa Tesla, hein? Boa Tesla ali no predict. Pegou o arqueiro mágico corretamente. 1476 contra 1104 pontos de vida. Triplo de elixir se aproximando. Vem mais uma vez o mineiro do Mohamed aqui pelo lado esquerdo. Mais um ataque de escavadeira com destruidores. O tronco foi o suficiente ali para fazer a defesa completa. Vem chegando o arqueiro mágico. Tomou alguns hits ali dos lanceiros. Arqueiro. Tornado ali. Pra cima de tudo. Vem com esqueletos evoluídos. Lanceiros, olha o tronco ali para tirar do caminho aqueles goblins lanceiros. A escavadeira evoluída vai passando de um lado pro outro. Arqueiro mágico mais uma vez. 50 segundos, o jogo tá pegado, hein? 1198 contra 850. Mohamed Light contra Ryley. Pela Winner Bracket aqui o confronto desses dois grandes jogadores que estão no Mundial. Vem o Cavaleiro chegando junto com o Mineiro. Agora bateu demais. 599. Arqueiro Mágico vai sendo colocado. Cavaleiro vai descendo. Vazou mais um pouco de dano ali dos lanceiros. 437. Do outro lado, Escavadeiros, Esqueletos evoluídos. Puxou tornado tudo aqui. O Mineiro bate mais um pouco. 330. Tentou colocar... não deu muito certo ali a proteção do Ryley não, hein? Pegou bem demais ali a Tesla evoluída. Mais um ataque de escavadeira com tornado. Vai tentando pressionar ali o Ryley. 781, mas aqui embaixo 200, 174. Quase finalizando o jogo. A escavadeira evoluída é perigosa. 578, 10 segundos de jogo. Protegeu bem ali agora. Vem Mineiro pra fechar o jogo. Mohamed Light, laço. 1-0. Partida na tela, Ryley contra Mohamed Light. Um fantasma ali pelo lado direito. Bom. Vocês podem entrar no Discord também, né? No Discord tem aí várias pessoas que jogam Clash Royale, tá? Rola sorteio também lá no Discord pra vocês, então fiquem atentos aí pra vocês participarem. Olha o Bárbaro como bateu ali, o Bárbaro do Ariete, né? O que acontece? Alguém desistir do Mundial, cara. Pô, Vitor, eu vou falar pra você, irmão. É mais fácil eu e você ganhar na Mega Sena do que isso acontecer, velho. Eu não vou nem responder essa pergunta porque eu acho que não vai acontecer nunca. A não ser que o cara morra, né? Mas com certeza colocaria um outro, né? Se caso acontecesse, né? Vem a Ariete de batalha pela esquerda, colocou o lançador. Colocando o Void ali. Errou. Não, pegou agora. Olha o zap. Foi um bom zap. Será que renasce? Não deu tempo. O guarda bateu bastante ali na torre ainda. Mais um Void ali vai caindo pra cima da Fênix. Protegeu ele com o Fantasma, mesmo assim é bastante dano. Pescador, o deck do Mohamed ele é um deck de Goblin gigante. Flecha ali pra cima de tudo. Sobreviveu ali o ovo da Fênix. Outra Fênix vai sendo colocada. Vem com o Mago Elétrico também o Ryley pra tentar fazer um pouco mais de pressão. Vai caindo Void ali pra cima daquele Mago Elétrico. E mesmo com o Espírito não vai dar pra proteger. Ariete batalha evoluído agora. Junto com P.E.K.K.A. Esse ataque vai ser perigoso. Vamos ver como é que o Mohamed vai fazer para defender. Zap evoluído ali. Vai pegando o Pescador também. Puxou a P.E.K.K.A. Mas o Ariete quase se conectou. Belíssima defesa, hein? Lá vem Goblin Gigante. Evoluído chegando. Botou ali pra cima daquela Fênix o Void. Flecha pra cima do Mago Elétrico. Vai produzindo alguns Goblins ali da bolsa. Aquele Goblin Gigante. Acertou uma pedrada ali no lançador. Vai jogar outra. Será que pega? Toma. Olha a pedra. 1506 por enquanto. Tem 2110 ali do outro lado. Vocês são engraçados, hein, velho? Tinha que fazer um compilado, velho, de vocês. Vocês são demais, velho. Opa, vai pegar na torre, hein? 1218. Não, pô, pode fazer a pergunta, que foi engraçado, né? A pergunta. Tipo, é pouquíssimo, cara. 0,0 nada de chance disso acontecer, né? Vamos ver aqui mais uma descida desse Goblin Gigante. Ih, a P.E.K.K.A vai passar batida ali, ficou um pouco mais alto. O Goblin Gigante vai conseguir pelo menos uma conexão. Só que o lado que deu mais dano foi o lado direito. Olha, e agora para segurar aqui os dois lados, são 30 segundos restantes. A AP evoluído aqui também conseguiu defender o Arei de batalha. Puxou ali aquele Mago Elétrico. Vamos ver mais um lançador aqui. Bom jogo, né? 2-0 Mohamed Light, facilmente ali. Ainda vai sobrando ali o guardinha do outro lado, 250. Vitória do Faraó ali sem dificuldades, né? E tem um ponto importante aí, né? O analista do Mohamed realmente é muito bom, né? O coach do Mohamed Light, né? Hoje em dia não se tem mais analista, né? Tudo coach.
And you can hear the crowd into it here. Just going into game 1, I imagine if we get into game 3, it will be silent in this room. Ice Spirit to start for Ryley, and Mo with the Princess at the bridge.
Princess stopping the Ice Spirit in its tracks, getting a little bit of chip damage on top of the tower, plus the log. And Ryley could be going back to the Minor Marcher. Yeah, that deck is been really, really solid this weekend.
And looking like it, seeing the Evo Knight come out here. Evo Knight plus Evo Ice Spirit. Ice Spirit, one of the strongest defensive Evos in the game as that Magic Archer comes down in the back. And what's really fascinating about this matchup is there is no big spell for Mohamed Light. So how do you take care of the Magic Archers that Ryley's gonna place? And if a Magic Archer does ever get a connection at the bridge, how do you stop it?
And Mo Light, the way he just kind of carries himself, Ryley, we heard it in the interview where, oh, how'd you know you were gonna win? Well, when he played the first Goblin Barrel. With Mo, he played the Goblin Barrel, no smile, no look up, no nothing. Ryley just locked in and focused.
And Ryley does have the Tesla. You can see there, Mo not happy about something. Not exactly sure if it was the placement or what, but doesn't get a lot out of it. Goblinstein does get on tower, not gonna go for the ability. 21-62 to 2 very healthy towers for Mohamed Light.
Yeah, it really felt like Ryley got a value log, was able to get the Goblin Barrel plus a little bit of damage on top of the Doctor and the Dark Goblin, and still his tower just lost 850 HP. Everything that could go right went right, and he still got tons of damage.
Oh! And the NATO doesn't kill all the Skellies. And both of them surprised by this interaction because it should have done it. Now log has to be used on the right-hand side. Goblins to the real Goblins to the left, and a great connection from Mohamed Light.
Dark Goblin getting chip damage on chip damage, getting the tower down to 2048, and that is a tough interaction to happen to you. You see it once a month, and people are complaining on Twitter. There's no time to complain. You just have to focus up and recenter yourself.
Exactly. You see Ryley kind of shaking his head there. He's played through adversity so far in this tournament. Again, I've said this on stage, off stage, probably too much. Memory of a goldfish, and Ryley needs to move on past this and just recognize a little mistake early on against Bait doesn't mean the game's over.
And right there, defending cleanly with the Ice Spear, but Mohamed Light 2 steps ahead, getting the Princess chip damage. And Ryley going to respond with his Magic Archer of his own, finally getting just a little bit of damage on that left side.
Yeah, what a brilliant play by Mohamed Light. He goes barrel to the side, knowing troops are going to come out, then goes Princess to the bridge, knowing those troops are going to get on top, or the Princess is going to get on top of those troops for just a little bit more chip damage. And that's what we talk about him just thinking 85 steps in the future.
Yeah, and these Princesses are scary. Ice Spirit able to make the full-on jump. NATO is going to stop him for a second, but still going to get 2 stabs on top of the tower.
19-22, 18-21. Mo's lowest tower is 26-86. This game is about as clean as it can get for the Pharaoh.
And right there, Magic Archer not doing its job. Princess on the left, fully staying alive. Log should be able to stop nothing because the Princess stops walking.
Mo looking for something with that. Log doesn't hit it, but the tower, 1763. Another Princess comes down. Magic Archer to snipe. Nice placement there from Ryley.
And it's clear that Ryley has a lot of practice in this because bridge Teslas are exactly how you want to win this. And Mo, again, stopping. Every time Ryley thinks he's one step ahead, it's just not the case. Mo protecting everything beautifully.
I mean, this is the Mohamed Light effect in full force. Doctor getting more damage on that left-hand tower. Evo Skelly's popping off on the right. Magic Archer comes down. Wow.
Perfect defense right there. Log taking out fully the right side.
Wow.
And Princess, oh my
The predict
goodness.
on the predict. Knowing spears are going to come out, he places the Princess a few tiles away from the bridge, and that is just next level, AC.
And right there, great timing from the Doctor with Mohamed Light. Ice Spirit not going to be enough to take out the Dark Goblin just yet. Getting a little bit of value on top of the Knight, and will that third take it out? And it does. But Mo Light, I know that next card that's coming down is going to be a Princess.
Nado in, Miner in, barrel to the right-hand side. Princess up high, nice catch. 1286, 1287 are Ryley's 2 towers.
Man, this is peak Clash Royale. 30 seconds left. Log coming down on the left. Nado on the right. 2 Princesses, Dark Goblin,
Oh
2
my
Dark
gosh.
Goblins, Doctor up. What is Ryley going to do?
Look at this map domination now. Barrel on the left-hand side. Ryley knows it's over. And Mo has won game number 1. Lost to his deck.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just, I can't stress it enough. Ryley played such a good game.
Mo going mortar. Mo maybe going mortar, Cannoneer. Everybody be quiet.
All right, I'll be taking over this game.
Evo Bats plus Miner plus Cannoneer. Wow, and he's going back to before Gobstein. He might be going Cannon Cart plus Skeleton King. This was actually pretty popular for a minute. Right after Gobstein got released.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. It feels like we're not really seeing Wizard all that often, and it's because of how strong the Goblinstein is. But Ryley kind of going away from everything and just putting the Goblinstein in the same deck as the Wizard.
And Zappy's there, and this is such a fascinating construction of this deck, AC. You can see Ryley going, what are those Zappies doing in this deck? Now you have the Mortar, you have the Cannoneer once the wheels fall off, you have the Zappies to stun and slow this Ram Rider, and this is a lot of trouble, an uphill battle, if you will, for Ryley.
Yeah, perfect timing right there. Ghost gets that one swing on top of the 0.5 HP cannon. Cart, there we go, cannon cart. And right there, Ryley gonna set up with the P.E.K.K.A, and I think that's what you gotta do. You need to set up your P.E.K.K.As in order to have a shot.
And what's going to be also very interesting about this matchup is if those Evo Bats do pop off, that Rage will not be enough to take care of them. Obviously, the Goblinstein ability will, and so will the Wizard. But the normal response to Bats in the E-Spirit and that Rage will not be enough.
So Ryley just kind of letting his P.E.K.K.A go to waste.
I think Mo was trying to go for the King Tower activation there. If the Mortar stayed alive and the E-Spirit jumped, just a little bit of flair, you know? He was like, did I not show you enough in game 1?
Ah, you want more? Okay, I can deliver. And right there, value arrows. And right there,
wow.
Any of the Zappies on top, they stop the Ram Rider dead in its tracks.
The density of the Skeleton King there, just completely blocking up the lane. I mean, it's something that we don't talk about a ton in Clash Royale, but the density of units, the thickness, if you will, that's the 2 C's thick, will stop them at the bridge or stop them as they're charging.
P.E.K.K.A trying to go to work, not going to be the case, and it's almost takes out the cannon cart. Instead, it gets, just starts going for the skellies, and the P.E.K.K.A's still alive somehow, but so is the cannon cart. The cannon cart's still kind of healthy.
The Zappy's resetting it. Now he goes Skeleton King opposite lane. Gonna have a bunch of souls there. Mo sitting there pumping his fist. He knows this game is on the line right now. Ryley's low in elixir.
Yeah, he's going to probably activate the king.
What's he gonna do?
He has nothing.
That cannon cart is still alive opposite lane.
The Bats are going to be able to come behind, and the arrows miss.
The cannon's on.
Game.
The cannon's on. Wow, Mortar's on. That is going to do it. Ryley's still fighting. 813 HP remains.
Zappies are going to stop the Doctor from resetting the Mortar. The Mortar getting a second shot. Doctor doing all it can do. Miner in the back gets caught by the Ram Rider, but that's really not going to be enough. You need offense, and you just can't do that against Mohamed Light.
Mohamed Light pouring it on right now that Ryley is fighting for his lives. Not even making the right defensive play. He's making the only defensive play.
Cannon cart at the bridge, followed by the Bats. E-Spirit going to be able to dash on top of everything. but I mean, Mohamed Light, he's known for his spectacular defense. How do you make how do you come back against him?
I don't think you can, AC. I mean, regardless of anything, he can defend his way out. Skeleton King's on top of that tower. He can still send miners in for the next 70-ish seconds. Bats are gonna get a ton of value here. And there you go. Rage in the corner. Ryley knows it's over. Mohamed Light, perfect in this upper finals.
Cannon Cart going to be able to take out the P.E.K.K.A. And again, these just are such incredibly strong pushes. Miner in front of Goblin Game. That's not a push. He just finds the answers that nobody else finds.
Miner to the back. Evo P.E.K.K.A. to clean. Arrows to get the Gob Gang. Ryley's still alive. Evo Mortar opposite lane.
And that's going to be, that's going to be a strong defense right there. Okay, he's recovering.
He hasn't given up yet. You have to admire it as the Miner goes in to pull the P.E.K.K.A. back, and that is just a beautiful play. Mo knows exactly what was going to come down that lane.
Getting a little bit of chip damage on top of the tower is the wizard for Ryley. And finally, we see him start to build these big pushes. We see him jump for joy. Good game coming out from Mo. Mo takes it 2-0.
Mohamed Light will be back in our CRL 2024 Grand Finals.
Unparalleled dominance for the past 5 years. The greatest to ever do it stays in the upper bracket. It's Mohamed Light. He's unsure why everybody thought he would be nervous. All these players are playing for money. He's playing for pride. He's playing to win it all. The Long Bay God, it's Ryley!
And keep in mind, folks, that Mohamed Light is for the first time playing a grand final at Worlds from the upper bracket, which means Ryley has to beat him twice. That is, beating him once is hard enough.
I mean, no one's been able to do it. It's only happened once this whole year where someone was able to beat Mohamed Light in an upper bracket reset, and that was the man that was just eliminated in Lucas. So, and I'm sure there's a statistician or an analyst out there. Has it ever happened other than that, period? Has anyone ever done it other than that one time in our 4th monthly final this year? Well, Ryley might be the second man ever.
And I'm wondering if nerves are a factor here, because clearly Allen giving Ryley comfort in this moment, running this pig cycle deck, very control heavy. And this is one of those ones that a lot of coaches have talked about being a great pick when you're feeling nerves.
I mean, it's a great deck. It's so strong in the meta right now. It's been around for so long. I love this. It's just very versatile. You have other ways to win other than just your win con, right? You can spell cycle out. AQ is going to get a lot of value if your opponent doesn't have lightning. And as you said, Rich, calm those nerves back to basics.
You do have to wonder, though. We're talking about these two top-tier coaches in Allen on Ryley's side and Mohamed Light back with Jebba's here, back with Julesy here in 2024.
Yeah.
And yeah, look at that contact on the right-hand side. And you have to wonder about those mind games, right? Is Mo and Julesy cooking up a prediction on their opponent, knowing, hey, you're going to be nervous here in game number 1?
Now we've seen this Monk AQ situation before going up against Mohamed Light. Did not work out for his opponent in LCOP. But we'll see if Momo or Ryley have if Mo can get a little bit more out of his Monk on Ryley's AQ.
And look at the way the Monk ability shut down the Evo Skellies there, right? Gave plenty of time for the clear, didn't result in the damage maybe that Mo wanted, but now he's in a great spot to shut down this next Pigs push.
I mean, I don't have, you probably have it. Is this the exact matchup that we saw between LCOP and Mohamed Light? Just switched?
Yeah, it does seem familiar. I can go ahead and look through my notes.
And as two of them set up in the back, Ice was in the back. And it is the deck, Rich.
Wow.
It's the exact same thing. So they both call each other's number and flip-flop.
The spell cycle plus the pigs have been working so far on the right-hand side.
clearing off the AQ with the reflection, and now a pretty big downhill push coming into the left-hand lane with that cannon low. Of course, the cycle is so fast, but now the dual lane pressure.
Yeah, I mean, Ryley's ready to get another cannon out, but, you know, Mo's already got that second RG down. Evo RG plus that jump there from the Evo Ice Spirit just a second late, so Skelly's not able to take it out.
And that's a bit of a spend there for Ryley. Now dual lane pressure and the lead for Mohamed Light in that left-hand lane.
Fireball plus guards here, going to be a nice cleanup. Just a little tickle on the tower within this EQ.
Heading into sudden death overtime, this just under 200 HP lead crosswise from the top right of your screen to the bottom left-hand side of your screen. And that Ice Whiz gave just that little extra edge here.
And a little bit of a slow pause here as both these guys trying to create a little bit of offense, but still trying to feel each other out with 90 seconds remaining here in our first game of our grand finals.
And are we going left-right? Here we go.
We are. Piggy's right into an Evo RG. Evo Ice Spirit in to stop.
Fireball, admittedly late just because of the situation, but look at this Evo RG on the right-hand side. Log trying to push back, not going to be enough. Gets one, will it get a second one? And this damage in both lanes is dramatic.
That is huge. The cannon just a second late, and now nothing on top of the Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard putting in some DPS, and Mo goes, wow, that is the last thing I ever expected you to do.
Yeah, you see the look on his face. That Ice Wiz just pushing to the outside, getting around the Royal Giant with nothing else to target. Here we go. Big push on the left-hand side, man. That's it. GG. Well played. The rest of the year as we play remotely throughout the regular season is usually in this big moment, you have your friends, your coaches on chat with you, cracking jokes, keeping you calm, and that's been a big part of helping Mohamed Light overcome his nerves in the past, but now he seems totally past that. The question is, how does Ryley self-soothe in this situation?
Look, I know that those are very nice, and there's the Evo Bomber, and I know that there's noise-canceling headphones there on both of our players, but you can feel the electricity in the room, and you can still hear those very loud cheers, and you know Ryley's thinking about it as Momo goes Gobstein left-hand side. Ryley looking like he's doing a throwback to 2021.
Wow.
And it is. It's Loom Freeze. That is what Moogie beat Mohamed Light with back in the day.
You know what? If you got to take a swing, swing hard.
That's right.
First minute passing away, and with that little shock, Ryley will pull back within about 450 HP as Mohamed Light lavas up.
Balloon immediately opposite lane, Lumberjack in tow. Mohamed Light has that Evo God Cage up high. Gonna make short work of the Lumberjack, but it will still rage up this Balloon once it goes down. No!
Oh boy. And Mo's gonna get a little bit on it with that flying machine and now create a lot of pressure.
Yeah, he's got a great counter push here. Brawler goes hard on that right-hand side, flying machine on the left.
And the Evo Electro Dragon just going for the one snowball plus the arrows to clear. Oh my word.
And Mo knows! That's it! That's it!
Oh my!
Mohamed Light is gonna be our two-time world champion and consensus greatest of all time!
I mean, there's still play to go. Camera, don't... Why are we pulling away? They're running the goal. There's still gameplay. Folks, what are you doing? We're still going. Mo's like, dude, I didn't win yet. And Ryley can do nothing but laugh right now. 1 minute left. The room here is in shambles.
I mean, it's already said and done, but that's not the way you want it to go. But it's already said and done, Rich.
A little distraction here. Now look, if Ryley can pull off this right now, it would be tremendous. But you can hear the murmurs and the laughs in the room. And can Ryley refocus? Can Mo hold on to it?
And the freeze is in. Balloon is coming down the lane. Mohamed Light's gonna take this balloon drop. 2 balloon drops in. 2 balloon drops and death damage, Rich. Evo Bomber on the tower in the pocket, though.
This is nothing short of being potentially the wildest ending in CRL World Finals history. Tries to go for the Electro, cannot get it done. And now we can make it official. Throw up the lights, hit the sparks. Mohamed Light is now your 2-time world champion. The first ever to reach $1 million in career prize pool.